In this video, we'll demonstrate how to create and execute a very basic two-legged spread using Rival's spreader component. The spreader component will allow you to create far more complex spreads than we are going to today, but for the purposes of this demonstration, we will take a very simple execution. To create a new spread, I've clicked on the New button in my spreader component. I'm going to give this spread a name. We're going to trade ES versus NQ for the purposes of this demonstration. I'm going to add my first leg, which will be the ES future, and my second leg is going to be the NASDAQ future. We are going to be buying one leg and selling the other. Because the contract size on the ES is 2.5 times the size of the NASDAQ contract, we will execute this in a 1:2.5 ratio. That's the ratio in which the spread will be executed. We enter that in the quantity multiplier line. On the price multiplier simply determines the price at which the spread is displayed to you as the user in your ladder. Roughly, the NASDAQ is about 4 times the price, not the size of ES. So we're going to have our price multiplier be 1/4 to try and get that displayed price close to even money. Again, that will not affect the way in which the spread is executed, but rather the way in which the price is displayed on the screen. I'm going to select ES as my hedge leg, as it's slightly more liquid than the NASDAQ future, and the NASDAQ as my quote leg. I'm also going to set my tick size to 0.25 for display purposes. I am going to leave my throttle tick set at 0. Please see our documentation for more information on throttle ticks and how they're used to control messaging rates. And I will set my hedge tick offset to 2 ticks on the ES leg, meaning I will be paying up 2 ticks to try to avoid any hangs on my spread. Once I've created it, we see our spread here listed in the component, ES versus NQ, and our bid and offer based on our price multipliers. So to execute that, you can execute directly from the spreader component itself by clicking on the bid or ask to open an order ticket. In this case, we're going to view our spread in the ladder so we can have a look at how it's working. I'm going to grab that spread and drag it out into my workspace to create a ladder for this spread, and I'm presented with the following selection. I'm going to display a ladder for all legs so we can, again, see more detail on how the spread is working. So now that I have added those ladders, we see leg 1 on the left is our ES leg, leg 2 is our NQ leg in the middle here, and then our synthetic spread, ES versus NQ, all the way on the right. We're going to place orders in the ladder for the spread itself. I am going to place a 10 lot, and I'll place it below the market so we can see it working. So if I place a 10 lot here at 1824, we can see right away that because our quantity multiplier is 2.5, we're working 25 NASDAQ contracts. That is our quote leg. So you'll see 2 orders in the order book working. One entry for the parent spread, I'm working a 10 lot there, price of 1824. And with that we are quoting 25 NASDAQ futures. When that NASDAQ leg gets filled, we will hedge automatically with the ES leg. So I'm now going to drag that 10 lot up to the market to try and get a fill so we can see what the fill looks like in our order book. Let's see how high we have to go here, up to 28 it looks like. And we will take a fill there. So as the spread starts to get filled, you can see that you'll see your partial fills entered in the order book, and in the trade book you'll see your details on the spread itself. Now that I've executed a 10 lot of my spread, that should be 10 by 25, as our ratio was 1:2.5. So I see the price at which my spread was entered and the price at which it was filled. In this case, because I have the 2 ticks pay up on the ES leg, the price that we got filled is slightly worse than the entry price. That is intended in this case. To see the individual legs of the spread, you'll click on this expander to view each and every fill on the spread, so we can see where it was filled, where the quote leg was filled and where the hedge leg was filled. So that is always available to you to see the individual leg fills on your spread. Again, the spreader can be used for far more complex spreads with an unlimited number of legs. Please contact Rival for more information on how to use the spreader.